What's up, guys? This is Mike with Modern Da Vinci, and welcome to another show. I'm super excited to be here with you today because today I want to talk to you about a tip, a tool that I picked up a few years ago from actually an Art of Manliness post, a great blog if you haven't read that yet. And this tip is about how to make every single day as productive as possible. Because some days you get to the end of your day and you look back on it and you're like, man, I was extremely busy. I was answering emails, I was taking meetings, I was taking phone calls. But you look back and you're like, what did I really do? I don't feel like I really did anything. I didn't accomplish anything. And those days, they don't feel good. And a lot of times you go day by day by day feeling that way. At the end of the day, you feel like you've done so much work and you really didn't accomplish anything at all. Then every once in a while, you've got those days where you're just crushing it, you know? You are doing important work, you get to the end of the day, and you look back, you're like, man, this is awesome. I could end early. I can end right now, early, at the end of my day, and know that I've accomplished so much more than I ever have. And what is it between the good days and the bad days? What is that big difference? We're going to go over that today. We're going to talk about how you can make every single day an awesomely productive day by staying focused, staying true to what's important in your life. First, before I go into that though, if you haven't seen our last video by my business partner Seth on how to set goals and crush your goals in 2017, you got to go to moderndavinci.net and check that out, because this particular video is going to be useless unless you've got some goals set for yourself and you know where you're going. All right, you don't want to get to the end of the day again and feel like you've done all this work and haven't really accomplished anything. So go check that video out on moderndavinci.net. It's by Seth Sinclair, and he's got a great video on setting your goals and your purpose for 2017. But right now, once you've gotten to the bottom of your purpose, once you know what your goals are, we want to talk about the solution to having those great days every day where you're working on important stuff and you get to the end of the day and you felt like you were just massively productive. All right? The solution to this is something called the Eisenhower Priority Matrix. So hit the like button right now if you've heard of this before. This is an awesome tool, as you would expect. It was sort of championed. I don't know if it was created by Dwight D. Eisenhower, but it was at least championed by him. And you can imagine why, right? Presidents are extremely busy. They've got a lot of people pulling up their strings. They got meetings they have to attend. They got decisions they need to make. Everybody is trying to get a piece of their time. And if they're not careful, I imagine it would be extremely easy to get to the end of the day and look back and say, man, I was extremely busy, but I didn't actually accomplish anything. All right? And presidents can't have that, right? They gotta make change. They gotta make decisions. They gotta go, and they gotta look back on the day and say, this was an important day for me, and I did a lot of productive stuff. So here's what I want you to do. We're going to do this Eisenhower Priority Matrix together. I want you to get out a pen and paper right now. And I want you also to get out your to-do list. I don't care if it's in an app or if you have it written down or what. Get out your to-do list, get out a pen and paper, a blank sheet of paper, and we're going to create this Eisenhower Priority Matrix together. Okay? At the end of this, you're going to get something that looks like this. I've got a little printout here. I'm going to reference it. A link at the end, and it's going to look something like this. I'm going to take that away because we're going to create it together, and I want you pausing on that and just recreating it because this is going to be specific to you. All right? Here's how we're going to do this. I want you to draw a line right down. I'm going to do this with you. I'm going to draw a line right down the middle of your page. Okay? A vertical line and a horizontal line. You're going to divide your paper into 4 quadrants, okay? And in the upper left quadrant, I want you to write the word urgent. And in the upper right, I want you to write not urgent. Urgent, not urgent. All right, turn the paper sideways. On the upper left now, sideways, you're going to write not important. And on the upper right, important. Okay? It's going to look like something like this. All right. That's the matrix. It's super simple. Now, get out your to-do list, because one at a time we're going to go through and we're going to move the items from your to-do list so we get it out of this just list, this useless list, and we're going to put them on this priority matrix, okay? Now, in the upper left-hand corner, you've got important and urgent things, all right? So one of my things that was important and urgent today was to get this video done, all right? It had to be today. It's an important thing for you guys to learn, and so this would be at the top of my list. So, right? Video. Important and urgent, and that's why I'm doing it right now. These are things that sort of take a lot of time, right? Emergencies are important and urgent tasks. These are things you got to deal with right away, all right? And not many of your to-do lists are going to fall in this category, but some of them will. And these are the things you gotta knock out, right? You gotta take care of that emergency. You gotta do this video. You gotta write that article. You gotta call that customer, etc., etc. All right. So don't fill it out now. You can fill it out later, but maybe put one or two things on the list now. Upper left corner, important and urgent tasks. All right. Now, the upper right corner. These are the important and not urgent tasks, okay? This is where you want to spend a lot of your time, and this is what you want to schedule in your day, all right? These are important tasks that aren't necessarily super urgent. They're not emergencies, but these are the things that you got to get done. This is working on your business, okay? This is doing stuff that's important. There's other stuff too in your personal life, like exercising, for example. Right? That's important, but maybe not urgent. You can kind of schedule that, do it throughout your day, calling family and friends, researching, coming up with a long-term business strategy. These are not urgent tasks. They're not going to pull you away from your day, but you got to spend time on this, and you've got to schedule this into your day. Otherwise, you're going to get sucked in by all of the tasks that are urgent and not important, okay? These are things you got to delegate. What's an urgent but not important task? Most emails, a lot of phone calls, some meetings. These are things where other people are pushing their agenda on you. Somebody sends an email, they're asking for something. Man, it's so easy to respond to that email. It's so easy to just type it up and be helpful, right? And send it back to them, and you feel great, right? You feel like you've accomplished something, and you have. You've helped somebody else out, and those are important things. You gotta do those, but they're not important to your personal goals. So you really, as much as you can, have to delegate that stuff and be very protective of that important and not urgent time, the things that you're scheduling for yourself, the work that you really need to accomplish to achieve your goals. The not important yet urgent tasks like emails, phone calls, things that are coming in that other people are demanding of your time, you really got to check those very carefully, because you can spend your entire day in that quadrant. And if you spend your entire day in that quadrant, you're going to feel exactly like I do sometimes, where you get to the end of the day and you've done so much work, but you feel like you've accomplished nothing, all right? That's no good. Those are urgent and not important tasks. You got to delegate those as much as possible. Emails, phone calls, other sort of administrivia type work that other people could be doing. If it's not important to your goals, try and delegate it if you can. If not, schedule a very small block of time to kind of knock that stuff out quickly, and the rest of it, you got to let it slide, because it's not important to your goals, all right? The last thing, this is your not urgent and not important tasks down in this quadrant right here. These are things like TV, these are things like social media, right? These things are going to suck your time. You're not doing anything towards your goals, and you're not really helping anybody else out either. All right, you got to take some rest and relaxation time. That's fine, but you got to mostly delete these tasks. Any to-dos that sort of fall into that quadrant, you got to delete them. You really do. If you're resting and relaxing, you're reading a book, you're watching TV, that's fine. Just limit your time. Just kind of get a sense for when you're done, and then delete the task and move on to some of your more important stuff. Okay? So, those are your 4 quadrants. I'm going to show it to you again. Important and urgent tasks, these are things like emergencies. I put this video on my list because that was important and urgent for me to do today. Then you've got your urgent and not, your important and not urgent tasks. This is where you want to spend the majority of your time, right? These are your goals. Write that down. This is where you want to spend your time, working on your goals. These are things that are important, not necessarily urgent. You gotta rock this quadrant right here, and at the end of each day, you're gonna feel great. Finally, your not important and urgent tasks. These are things like emails, phone calls. You do not want to be working on this all the time. If you spend all day in this quadrant, you'll be helping a lot of other people out, and that's going to be nice, but you feel like you won't have accomplished anything. And finally, the not important and not urgent tasks, TV, rest and relaxation, social media, that's important stuff for you personally, but you want to limit your time there as well, and not spend all day in it. All right. So that's all for now. It's called the Eisenhower Priority Matrix. You can look it up online. I'll provide some good links here at the bottom. Email us at info@moderndavinci.net if you have any questions. And please go to moderndavinci.net and look at the very top of your browser window and subscribe. Our newsletter, we send out videos and podcasts and emails like this every week with productivity tips, tips on how to be a better leader in your small business, marketing, sales, team building, product development, services development, all of that. Once a week, no spam. Sign up for it at the top of moderndavinci.net. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you join us next time. Take care.